Tonight I want to draw the Senate's attention to the plight of workers at the Goonyella Riverside mine near Moranbah in central Queensland. Recently, BHP distributed a memo to workers at the mine about Christmas Day and Boxing Day, and the memo reads, "We are again considering operating Goonyella mine over Christmas Day and Boxing Day 2020. Shortly, you will have the opportunity to express interest in working over the period. The company does not require any employees to work over Christmas Day and Boxing Day. We respect that some employees these days are important for them to be at work due to not be at work due to family, religious or other personal circumstances." And it goes on to explain how that people can apply for this privilege of working on Christmas Day. What it also contains is a footnote that the rates for working on Christmas Day and Boxing Day do not apply to operations services employees and contractors. Operations services employees should seek advice from their leaders, and contractor rates are set by the contracting companies. Well, the thing is, operations services are BHP employees. At least that is what BHP tells us in their marketing videos on YouTube and their sponsored ads on Twitter. But the reality is that these workers who work for OS services will have to work Christmas Day because it's in their agreement. They don't get to choose to work on Christmas Day on Boxing Day, and if they work on Christmas Day and Boxing Day, they will not get paid additional rates. And it is curious why you would get to a situation where you have two tiers of workers working at the same mine site, doing the same job, but getting paid different pay on all days, Christmas Day, not being able to choose to spend that day with their family if they wish to. And it takes me back to when these agreements, the OS services agreements, were organised by BHP as a way of getting around the enterprise agreements that existed on mine sites in central Queensland. Workers and unions have raised concerns about these agreements since they were made. I came across these agreements in 2008. I was working at the AMW, and I remember picking up the phone, and on the other end was Chris Harper. He is the AMW coal strop steward in the area. And on the other, he said to me these words, "You know, this just doesn't look right. It just doesn't look right." And you know what? It didn't. Because when you have a look at these agreements, they don't include the words BHP. They don't clearly say that these people will work for BHP. But that's how OS Services got started. BHP registered two companies in 2018, and between them they employed about 80 people. They put agreements to these employees without engaging unions or having employee representatives present. These agreements would apply to anyone working at the company's mine sites, no matter which site they worked at. And yet, BHP only took these agreements to a certain amount of employees working in Western Australia. The maintenance agreement that I'm referring to was signed off by 9 employees in Western Australia, and now it applies to thousands of workers in central Queensland, working at sites all over central Queensland where there are already enterprise agreements in place. The agreements are currently being appealed, and one of the tests that's being looked at is the better off overall test, and that's a legal question. But these agreements, they just don't pass the pub test either, or the moral test, or the fairness test, because ultimately what it means is that you have workers on site doing the same job, wearing the same uniform, but getting paid different rates of pay. On this side of the chamber, we have always firmly believed that if you do the same job, you should get the same pay. It is simple. It is the case of OS Services employees when they are wearing exactly the same shirt with the same logo. We know that whenever it comes to standing up for workers' rights in these mines, the Liberal Nationals go missing. They have done it time and time again. And they are not standing up on this occasion to put a stop to these agreements. They are trying to make sure that workers have to work on Christmas
Order.
Day
Senator
without
Green, time
pay.